The Mountain Dew bird.
Yeah, the Mountain Dew bird. Greetings, adventurers. We're fables of
Oh,
Flux.
shit, we're going. Okay, yeah.
I kept saying it. You kept stopping me. Fables of Flux.
I was trying to get a funny
Anyways, the
bubble.
Mountain Dew bird was a promotional item.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the FC members managed to get it for me because they did not sell that product in Canada.
And the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV.
And thanks to our sponsor today.
No
now,
one.
including Stormblood.
What's messed up is I last minute was like, you know what? I'll just go buy a Mountain Dew, enough to get it, and then get the mount because I don't like Mountain Dew. I'll probably drink it over the course of 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot to redeem it.
No.
That's
So I just had Mountain Dew, which was sad.
Twig, no.
I also have the boba tea pig one.
Oh, I have that too. I wouldn't actually got it. I hate boba though.
I don't mind boba, as again, it wasn't available here. You'll never find my Final Fantasy character.
We'll have to get you some good boba tea when you're here.
I gotta say,
we have the boba tea.
They're lucky. I am who I am because literally they just had the stack of cards they were handing out just sitting on the counter.
Yeah.
And when I walked in, no one was there. I could have just grabbed a stack and walked out and made literally $10,000.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, nobody.
Oh man.
But anyways, yeah, we're continuing our D&D, our weekly Saturday D&D session from where we left off. Let me do this before I forget about it, because if I do this at the end, I'm absolutely gonna forget. I'm gonna give some subs because they're 35% off right now, and
nice.
that's good for the channel. So I'm gonna do this right now. Let's go! She remembered.
Oh my god.
That the first thing on my fucking session notes for
I'm gonna laugh if it shows up.
the next 2 sessions.
Sweet. But yeah, I'm gonna do that because they're significantly cheaper right now, and
Yeah. Fair enough. Did I get one? Let's find out.
Nika got one.
I did not get one. I did not get one.
Well, if you want to join in on the fun, you can always, if you have an Amazon Prime, you get a free one every month. You have to remember to use it, though.
That's my problem.
But yeah. Oh no, it broke, so it's going to show everyone. That's fine. We'll do that right now while we're doing the
medication.
Doing the intro. Yes, you took your medication. That's all you gotta
Jesus
say.
Christ.
But you do have to remember that every long rest. So we'll see if 2 days without will give you.
Oh, it's fine. I'll be okay.
I don't think that's true.
She's got a pretty decent con, so. There's that. And the Discord is capturing. Okay, yes.
How did I get a sub to you?
You got a sub because Twitch gives them out randomly, so you don't have to follow, you don't have to know anybody, you don't even have to know anybody that I follow. Sometimes it just gives them out. It's very weird, but whatever. Welcome.
If you never come back, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome if you'd like to stay. Great. If not, congrats on the 1 month. We'll play at least 4 times in that time period. Yeah. Let me get my thing while those go off. Where we last left off, y'all started off in the middle of a dungeon, catacombs. Continuing into the depths of the catacombs, the expedition uncovers new evidence, suggesting that this was not the final resting place of Shah Gramir, rather of Shah Kazan, a rival king. They also uncovered a series of barrels containing various ritual offerings and a still beating heart. Casey utilized her ability to learn the heart's story and confirmed that it is Shah Kazan's heart. The party entered the Grand Throne Room to face the undead Kazan himself. For lack of the ability to understand ancient Nexian, they fight him and his guards, a grueling battle that nearly ends in victory. Upon the defeat of Kazan, the remaining skeleton soldiers evaporate into dust, leaving the dungeon free to explore. The party finds a magical lamp guarded by a myriad of traps, and with some quick thinking, they retrieve it and depart the catacombs, leaving Fauna to decipher new information uncovered and promise to return to help her finally unearth the tomb of Shah Gramir. Until then, the crew of the Black Talon sets off to points unknown. Yes. You all you all get back to the city proper, sold off all your things, combined the loot, split it off, and now have the rest of the day to yourself, whether or not you are going to continue forward on your path or choose a new one. That is up to you all.
All right.
Also, I just noticed.
Are we actually on our ship?
Yes, you would all be on your ship after the splitting of the loot. That's where I left you all.
Okay.
Yep. Last note I have is we go back to Iman and sell all the stuff that needs to be sold and walk away with 19,961 gold pieces per person.
Yes.
Which sounds like a lot, but for this campaign specifically, everything's price is increased by a factor of 10 at minimum. So that money ain't gonna go very far.
Well, at this point, we have a crossroads. I think most of you, would like to see the end of this journey, but that will take quite a bit of time. The options are to depart, wait for word since she got our information to contact us, and return once whatever she needs to decipher is deciphered. Or we stay and assist in that process, which could take anywhere from a few weeks to a couple months.
I don't know if staying in one spot's a good idea.
I'm gonna agree with Casey.
I would
That
also agree
was
with Casey.
the assumption I had.
Well, it'd be nice to see this through to the end. We really don't have the option of just staying here, especially if they're already following Casey.
Well, if everything went as it should, the trail ends at that university. But who knows?
We don't know how far they can extrapolate, so better safe than sorry.
Also, they could just ask anybody at that university if they saw us and if we were doing anything. I don't know if
Alright,
they have
but
any idea.
did
where
any
we're
of you
going,
do
but-
anything to give indication of where we're going after the fact?
I mean, Rage did ask that person about Fana. So if they can connect Rage with Casey, then they can connect us with Fana.
Supposing they can find that specific university student and question them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, I think departing's a better option anyways. If I'm going to sit in the research, which I really don't mind, I will not do it here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm going to be much help for research.
I can do what I can, but it's not something I'm versed in.
I'm not even gonna pretend like I could help.
That being said, where are we going?
I'd have to check our charts to see what the next jump destination is, but we're still heading towards Rage's meeting, right?
Last I knew, that's what the plan was, because this was on the way.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let me go actually examine the charts, because I think actually I had a destination along the path.
No, yours is behind the where Rage's is.
I think if you continue,
It's behind.
Yeah. It's like if
Because
you go
it's outside the borders of Unitar, but
we
they're
may-
bordering.
Could we maybe get the big map?
World
Mhm.
map.
I
The
feel like it might be
world
too big to put
map.
on here.
Or the
I can
yeah.
pull the little zoomed in one. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah.
It's
Sullivan's
not
looking
world
for
map,
the
it's a-
universe map, galaxy map. Sorry,
I was gonna say it's not a world map; it's a world's map.
Mhm.
world's map. Boo.
I was debating just throwing myself in the dungeon
Mhm.
at the beginning of the session because it's like
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna be in here in the first 5 minutes. And
I
lo
think
and
it's been
behold-
more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm looking for the United Kingdom of Strimpham,
Mhm.
which borders Unitar. And I thought Rage's location is Rage's inside Unitar? I thought it was outside.
It's outside. I think it was
Does
basically.
it border Unitar or does it border Duos?
It borders. Isn't
think
it
it's
both?
both.
So
Yeah, I think it's in that little wedge in the middle.
So I'll put it over myself. Or actually, can I?
Yeah, I think it was. We basically follow the path to where Rage is. Where Rage's planet target is, and then it's like a few steps north, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Because it is not in this image that I have up right now.
Oh yeah, I thought it. Yeah, I thought it was like the sliver between Duos and the warp data exploration rush.
Well, if you scroll up, yeah, actually.
Clip Studio. Where is my?
If you scroll up picture refs, it's above the first ship after the redesign.
Yeah. So
And the red is Duos, so it is the other side of Duos.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
And Rage's thing is like that tiny.
Yours is that green dot to
Right at
the
the
left
end
of
of the
Duos, right?
Yeah, right at the end of the trail.
Yes, that is Rage's destination.
You'll have to continue from there across, which isn't too terrible. I think it's like another 2 jumps. Or
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to involve dealing with Duas.
Oh God. Are
Uh,
we gonna get stuck in Slough?
I mean, the best way is just honestly, we just don't have to deal with Duos.
I mean, Rose, there is not a way for us to not deal with Duos.
I'm
No,
sure
there-
there
there-
Why
is
is there
if we
not?
there,
really
there,
You
there
just
are
are.
jump
jumps.
over it.
Yeah, there are jumps to go across it. Yeah,
Oh, okay, that's good.
yeah. Like you
Oh, and
can,
we can make
Oh,
that. We can make
no.
bigger jumps now.
What's the light blue then? Is it
total
third party?
Yeah, it's total explored or total.
So it's independent.
Yeah. That's all the space that is total explored by current civs. So those are all the places that are like genuinely mapped, are parts of,
So where on the map are we right now?
you all are, if you can see on my little diagram here. Oh,
You can you lift it up a little bit? It's behind our characters.
not really. I can do that.
Okay.
It starts to cut off.
Fair.
You all are. Where's my list of places you have been? You are on Yuta Nexus, which is that. Sure that's correct. There's Rose's thing. Or not Rose's.
Rages. So
No, because there's a little I believe it is the one that has the tiny little offset right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one before the little downward branch. I'm just trying to verify that that's correct.
Ow.
Yes, yeah. You're at the one that's right before that little branch.
Okay. And Casey's thing is more towards the center of the galaxy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no. So that offset right there is Casey. Because we're one before. So
we're one before Bargesha?
Yeah. No.
Well then
so,
we can.
So the next one is Blenix Xo and Ultra Aracta, and then Bargesha is down. Or if you continue, then that's Vorus Blank.
Okay. I think so. So the yellow line is currently one.
Oh yeah, you can see my little wand.
Yeah.
But
So the yellow line
The
it currently should be one ahead.
Yeah, it is one ahead on my file. I just haven't exported it because y'all hadn't moved in a minute.
Yeah.
So y'all
that's
are
Yuta Nexus.
y'all are at Yuta Nexus. This is Blenix Xo.
Blenix Xo is the one with the little droop down.
Ultra Aracta, and then this is Bargesha in Barga TY.
Okay.
And then this.
Okay. So
then we go there next.
Yeah. We can just go to Bargesha and then go
and then swing back a jump and continue on to Rages and then make south, Galactic South, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't think we were that close. Fuck.
Yeah, we're not even going out of our way that much. And I bet you that in Bargesha there is a way to jump from there to Vorus Blank.
We'd have to get information.
We'd have to get information, but it'd probably be really cheap because it's a single jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody has this information, then yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if anyone has it, it would be in Bargesha.
Yeah.
It might be.
Depends on the kind of planet of Bargesha, I guess.
Well, Bargesha's a sector. There's just a bunch of planets there. But who knows? Who knows what we'll find?
That's okay. I guess that's more touristy dungeon delving.
Yeah.
All right.
Also,
Let's
yes, we do have an entire galactic map that I have been building.
I pulled it up and I forgot how insane you are.
Yeah. I forget how insane he is, and then I will walk into his office and I'll see it on his screen. I was like, oh yes, that thing.
Can I just pull this? It's gonna destroy. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh lord.
Hey!
It's so big. See, this is I haven't exported it in a while, so this is from the start of the campaign. Look at it spin, yippee! But yeah, we gotta.
You spend way too much time.
It's
No,
fine.
it's helpful.
It is.
It is helpful. It is very helpful.
But yeah, they're
But
roughly
also
in here.
Fun fact, the file of that of all of the stars crashed his computer.
It did at one point. It's much smaller now, so it's only 8K by 8K.
Only 8K.
It was 16 by 16.
I know it
It
was.
was 16 by
Because
16,
you're
and the
crazy
painterly
person.
file was 189 megabytes for a singular image.
That's a lot of megabytes.
No, that was the export.
300 megabytes. All on one CD.
So the raw file was actually a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, how big?
I think it was
Is
like
it gonna tell me
330
how-
megabytes, which is stupid for an image.
Was it 300 DPI?
Yes.
Okay. It's not gonna tell me. Oh wait, I think I would have to use a different version. Whatever. I was gonna see how big that ends up being, as far as a image, just a blank canvas goes. But I know it's gonna be something stupid. Yeah, I know. Drawing it like on like a 5K canvas starts to lag my computer a little bit.
Good golly.
Yeah, if I used any of the pretty brushes, it would be like.
Yep.
That was a horrifying sound that you just made.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah, I
mean-
guess off to Blenix Xo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're off to
Ahoy.
see the Blenix.
I want to go inquire about what the resale value on my ring is before we leave.
Do you
I
remember
don't
what you
remember
paid
how
for-
much I bought it.
Okay.
I don't remember. I think it was like 6,000.
I might have that. Let me look.
Rose, this is where you say I bought it for 30K.
I do not have that written down, unfortunately.
I think it was like 6-ish or like 4-ish. I don't remember.
I was gonna say usually it's like a 2/3 value back, essentially. So I would say if you paid 6, you'd get it back for 4. You could get 4 back.
Okay, I'll hold on to it, and before I sell it, look at the VOD so I can figure that out.
Okay.
Because I'm saving up for one of those shields, man. My AC is 13.
I need armor.
You do.
Bro, stop complaining when I'm here.
You can. I mean, Casey,
My AC is one above yours.
You
I
can.
can't
Yeah.
wear armor.
Your AC is one above mine while I'm wearing a $6,000 suit.
It sounds like you need to not buy $6,000 suits.
No, that's what I'm saying. The $6,000 suit is studded leather that does not, like, get destroyed by a bullet.
I don't think I'm wearing anything.
Yeah,
I mean, I would assume you're wearing clothes.
that's my entire point.
Okay, fair.
Listen, I'm
Hey,
more than
but-
half metal at this point.
The thing is, Casey. Now, if you go to a nice a nice biomod doc, they can put in some basic armor plating for you. It won't be as nice as what you had before, but you can do it. You can afford it now.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true. We have a good.
I do need to ask you for the basic, like, because I think you sent me how much it was, like the original. I don't think you sent me.
The supreme stuff that you had was like,
Yeah, that was like
was
500,000.
like, it was 400K.
Yeah.
I think the basic stuff, like you can see it. It doesn't like replace your skin and match your skin color where it is. But it's like 15,000. But you have.
What's the one up from that?
What's up?
What's one up from that?
Probably if you want it to be, it's basically that armor disguised. So disguised is the little attribute of it. Is like 45.
Okay.
Because that, like, them actually using your or replicating your skin is like part of the part of it being hidden, and it doesn't technically count as armor while you're wearing it. So, or while it's part.
If I can, I'm gonna try and save up for that.
No,
That's... Casey doesn't like the idea of seeing the fact that she is bionic. It's the only thing keeping her sane right now. She can't see it.
How much is a brain chip that gives me every language that is known?
What's
like
your
3K?
I was like, what's your intelligence modifier?
+3.
You wouldn't be able to install it. I think it's 20, but there is one. I think it gives you 10,000 languages.
Fuck.
I need that.
Do you? Because the only thing we've run into that we can't translate so far is ancient Yuta Nexian, and I don't think that would be included.
I mean, it would let him.
If you know 10,000 reference languages, you'll be able to decipher a language pretty quick, I think.
I guess.
You know basically every possible combination of like 10,000 independent, unique cultures and civilizations all came to language in these ways. I know the building blocks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's get going. I think we're probably all saving our money.
Which is funny, because where you're heading next?
Oh, yeah. I remember this.
I'm trying to find an image of what I'm talking about. So, yes, this. So I don't know what mods this person is using for the face, Rose.
Mm-hmm.
But the dermal armor, because that's the difference. It's dermal armor and subdermal armor.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put this in picture F for you. So they like someone's using mods for the face. So there's there's dermal armor, which basically just like goes across your body, and then there's like subdermal armor, which is it still shows in Cyberpunk, but it's like
but it's less. Yeah,
it's like that.
Yeah, she would definitely want to be going for the subdermal for sure.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to think about how much robot she is.
Yeah. So, and I will say the subdermal does probably show like installation lines and stuff, because the other like supreme grade one that you got was fucked uply realistic.
That's fine.
So.
So how much money did we get last session? Because it did not save on my sheet. I'm just noticing that now.
19,961 gold pieces.
Okay, yeah. Because I was like, I definitely 19,951.
61.
61.
Yes, if you don't have that added down.
No, that's right. You dropped 10.
Yeah, I dropped 10. Yeah.
Tripped and threw it into like a ditch somewhere. All right.
If anyone wants to spot me 15k, I can get it now.
Potentially. We'll see.
No. All right.
No.
You'll have to
No.
give a good argument.
I mean, Casey does not want to do that right now.
So as soon as you give the command to route your ship to Blenix Xo, Owen goes, "Oh, we have an incoming message."
Display.
A flickering, high quality, but still looks rather ancient, scene of a beach B-roll begins to play. And a stereotypical advertisement voiced man kicks on. Looking to travel to Blenix Xo, the premier resort planet within the ranges of the Grand Unitar Republic? A Goldilocks planet with beautiful, firm, steady breezes and thousands of private islands to rent or buy. Or is being waited on hand and foot more your style? You can stay at any one of our high-end resort tower islands with every imaginable luxury available and more.
I see.
I already have a strong dislike of this place.
I don't know what I dislike more. The fact that this looks cheesy as all hell, or the fact that they obviously are scanning jump logs to send people advertisements when they think about jumping to Blenix Xo.
Unrelated, but I just put Costco.
It's more likely that this is built in some sort of bloatware to the ship.
I mean, maybe.
A flag that triggers when you jump to specific destinations that's sold as a package or advertising. I'm gonna have to tear that out at some point.
Okay,
Please.
hang on. Just so I can make sure that I'm understanding. When you line up for a jump, is there communication with the destination point?
Normally, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Blenix Xo literally opens communication lines.
Owen goes, I can disable this if you like.
Please.
Roughly like 15 seconds goes by. He goes, it won't let me delete everything, but I've just turned all their volume to 0.1. So
It's
I like
fine.
you, Owen.
I'll be able to delete it later.
It's 0.1 is better than loud, which is what they were. So
All right, everyone strap in. I'm initiating jump.
All right.
Well, I guess I'm taking off first.
Just fucking
annihilate Yuta Nexus.
Blow a hole in the atmosphere. Everyone on the planet dies.
Be terrible to immediately eliminate my first potential recurring character. As she is jettisoned into space. Nah, it's not. It's not. If you have a crash drive, it is that violent. But yes, people would not be happy with you.
Probably kick up a sandstorm.
It's like firing off afterburners, like on a runway. But to like 100-fold, I guess. No, crash drive, you will blow a hole in the atmosphere and kill everybody within like 100 miles.
Jeez.
Why they're illegal?
Yeah.
As we are getting ready to go, I'm gonna check the Knackle drive for any messages.
Which is, you would have received the message that I sent you.
Yep.
Upon
I was trying to
upon
make
connection.
sure that we
Yes.
got that in the game.
But yes, that is essentially all you receive. But it's certainly a place to start.
Okay, what is the name of the planet we're going to again?
Blenix Xo. If you go into text box and click on the pinned comments, it's the second one from the top.
Ah. Good lord.
Man, I can't wait to go to the equivalent of like Fort Lauderdale.
The ship gets
Space
all of
Miami.
its gets all of its pre-flight checks done, confirms you all take off, get into orbit before the 15-hour flight to Blenix. So
Well, it's time to get electrical training done.
This is fair.
Same. I'm also gonna begin training. Well, I say begin. I had started a different course, but I'm pivoting.
Okay.
I become too interested. I am studying Arcana.
Okay.
And I'll finish Tinker's Tools at another date.
Okay. Oops.
What's the problem
What's
with online
skill
work?
versus tool? Is it the same amount of days?
I believe
It's
so.
different.
Cheat sheet. It's on the cheat sheet.
Is it? Okay.
I added it so I could find it more frequently.
I pinned the cheat sheet, didn't I? Yeah, I did.
Yes. In text blocks. A tool? Are you talking a tool or a skill?
Skill.
Skill takes 45 days and 9,000 GP.
Okay, 45.
Let's see. Is there a place I can do the wolf ritual again without disturbing people? And why is it probably the airlock?
Don't do it in the airlock. That's gonna cause way more problems than it's gonna solve.
I mean, at the very least,
fair,
you can vent
the wolf knew where to
meat
go for the electrical panel to get out. It knows how to use the airlock.
To be fair, the wolf does know everybody on the ship and is not actively trying to die at this point, so...
I don't know if that's true about the second part.
Well, I think it's more true than not.
It's more true than it was before, but I don't know by how much. Anyways, my vote is not airlock.
Well, the only other option is communal bathroom, and I don't want to take that away from people.
Let's see. Where in the ship?
Or cargo hold, but that's only got one door, so...
I mean, secondary weapon room that doesn't have anything in it?
Huh? Good point. Is that has a door, correct?
Yeah.
PM? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll do the secondary weapon room. After, of course, pasteurizing the steak so that I don't get food poisoning. Fun fact, internet, I've gotten food poisoning from raw beef before, and it's unpleasant. So
This is why you do not eat blue steak.
no, not as a normal human. No. In D&D, I can assume that's fine, but in real life, I'm not gonna risk that again.
I need to go flip some laundry. I'll be back in half a minute.
I'm so glad that I sent out all of the money for the Coursera and just, like, kept it in a different fucking section of my thing, so I'm not counting that towards money I have.
That's a good,
Like, I haven't
good
spent it, but it's also, like, it's just, I'm not considering spending it.
Alrighty.
Space Miami.
Space Miami. Yeah. Unless
Space
y'all have
Miami.
anything that you must deliberately do.
I mean, yeah, I have a question or two for the wolf.
Oh, sorry, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to get everything lined up. Yes, you sear your steak so that it is edible. And attempt to commit to this ritual.
Yeah. It has been more than a day since the last time, so.
Yes. I believe last time you did a faith check. So.
I believe so as well. Let's see. That's a 2. Ow. I'm struggling to free the dice. I can't use my dice.
Why not?
I can't grab it.
You can't grab your.
Can
dice?
anybody
Mine
else
is
roll?
also broken. I'm gonna guess it's that dice mod.
Oh no.
Yeah, I can't roll either.
That's not great.
It's
What
giving
do we
me
do?
it's giving me an exclamation point.
Yeah.
And
It is giving me an
Yeah.
exclamation point as well.
It's angry.
I don't like that.
I'm guessing it's the one that auto deletes.
Yeah, I think it's that one as well.
Or maybe it's the one that colors it.
That wouldn't make sense.
I mean, it
I don't
does
know.
alter the dice in some way, but I mean, it's not as
does,
much
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just relaunch with that.
That's my plan
Deleted,
as well, yeah.
deleted.
Yep. Okay.
Da-ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We'll be right back.
And see if that fixes it.
Oh.
We'll be
Dice
right
color
back.
sync. That's not the one I want to. Auto dice cleanup.
Auto dice cleanup is
Let me know if it works. If so, I will also do it.
Okay.
I'll just disable it for now rather than uninstall.
Yeah. It's rude. It was working a week ago.
What was
Oh,
working a
you know
week
what
ago?
they did though? They pushed an update that allows GMs to create dice inventories, and I wonder if that didn't do funky things. Okay. I'm just gonna go into my test world and see if I can roll a dice.
Oh yeah, I just went into fucking Brandon's world. It's not working. I wonder why.
Negative.
Is it?
Those just dice aren't working right now.
It's possible.
No, turn the color one off.
I'm gonna turn the
Well,
color
I
one
doubt
off.
it because of the
Uh-oh.
the mod pop up in the top left that only appears when clicking on a die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, you know what? I launched anyways, so I'm trying the color one as well.
I've
I
turned
think
off
it's probably the
roll.
private dice roll.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
turning
that's
off
probably what it is.
private roll. Okay.
I'm gonna leave auto dice cleanup on since that didn't seem to be it. I'm gonna leave the color one on.
I mean,
I'm checking to see if private roll was the one.
Relaunching. Give it just a moment.
Yep, private roll was the one. Okay.
do you have the other two enabled, or do you have the other two disabled?
I did have the other two disabled, and I'm gonna check it now with private roll turned off, but the other two back on. Yep, we narrowed it down, guys. This is science as it should be. We saw a problem, we had a list of variables to test, and we tested it one by one.
Deductive reasoning.
Deductive logic. Okay.
I'm still getting the exclamation point, but it's less angry.
Yep, nope.
Oh no, I'm not getting it anymore. It's just no, I am.
Yeah.
I can get. Yeah, nope. You just need to turn off the private roll plugin.
No, I mean it works, but I'm still getting the warning.
The exclamation point is it's going to be thrown by the cleanup.
Yeah.
But that's a non-issue.
Okay.
The exclamation point doesn't necessarily mean something's catastrophically broken. It means something is throwing
No, it just
errors.
means it doesn't like it.
Yeah, it means something's throwing errors, but errors could be anything from your computer has a memory leak to this pixel is dead. Like it's really not anything. Okay.
Yeah, that arrow has been there since even before we put mods on to test by. It just sits there and
blinks at me.
This game constantly throws errors that the game doesn't know what to do with.
Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty.
What did I miss?
Turn off private roll plugin.
Well, I got that part. What did I miss before that?
Nothing.
That was it. Yeah, no. What you missed was us discovering that we couldn't roll dice.
Yeah, Maddie was going to start her little seance with the
ritual.
wolf, and we couldn't roll dice. We immediately stopped.
Yep. Anyways, rolling a dice now.
Yep.
Whee! That's a 12.
Okay.
Not a catastrophic failure.
It's not a catastrophic failure, but
I do believe it still counts as a failure.
For somebody, it is a loose success.
A loose success. I'll take it. That is, in fact, the most success I've had in a while.
Yeah, it's very funny and kind of sad that the one thing you're trying to do relies on either faith or religion or like medicine, and you took none of them because it's funny. It's like the cleric not taking either.
Yeah.
You mean like last campaign?
Like every person who's ever played a cleric, and I don't understand it.
Incorrect. Whenever I've
Rocky
played a
didn't have
cleric,
it either.
Whenever I have played a cleric, I have whenever I played a cleric, I have taken religion and medicine both. all the time.
Well, I did not have any experience with this, Maddie.
This is true.
Because your DMPC Lyra did not have religion when we played, so
Yeah, that's because I was not a good DM. I barely knew how to make characters, let alone how to make characters in 5e. So
I had to fight to be like, can I just change my survival for religion for Boromir? Because no one would take religion for some reason. But anyways, back to what we were doing before the game decided to catastrophically shit itself.
prohibit us from rolling dice.
The one thing that this is meant for, like
Just rolling dice and couldn't do it.
This time it's not a like immediate snap to, minutes later. It's you don't feel the transformation, but you immediately remember being on your hands and knees and eating steak. But you are now in a dark headspace. Nearly sated, but could still go for a bite.
So, 10 minutes, huh? You're that worried about the situation.
You hear a snarl of defiance against your snarkiness.
That's fair. That's fair. I do have a question, though. How much of what I do you see? I mean, do you know what I know, even if you might not understand it because it's spoken or you don't agree with how I'm doing things? Does my little nighttime ritual of explaining what happens in the day help at all? I mean, I can see what you do, for the most part. Is it the same for you?
You get back in a voice closer to yours, but still more feral sounding.
Mm.
Yes and no. If you are not doing anything of importance, I usually am at rest.
That makes sense.
If you have any form of emotion about the thing is when I begin to see. I do
Makes
not
sense.
understand your spoken languages, but I feel your emotions. I understand what you're feeling, and I'm slowly figuring out how your comrades feel about things. I still do not understand what they are saying.
There you go. I'm just starting to get a better understanding of this dynamic, because I was thinking about things. I think that wolves in books and stories are always vicious and cunning, or one or the other. I've always been more of the cunning part, but I've never really had to be. And the times that you've been more in charge are moments where words and subtlety are not going to work, and where only brutal action is the way to survive. I think that the reason that we're so at odds is because we've never had to work together. I think that's the whole separation. I don't know what to do with it, but that's a thought.
That is more or less what I was trying to convey last.
Yeah.
You are supposed to learn from an elder how to combine the two, so that conversation is not needed. You are the other side of the moon.
Huh.
Always
So
present, but
always present, not always seen. Huh. Well, that might be a thing to do. How's the time scrambling method working? Is that horrible saccharin stuff working for you?
it has been helping keep my energy up, yes.
And that's all I needed it to do. Oh, it does not taste good. Well, that was all I wanted to confirm was just that we're on the same page now, which I think we are for the most part. I'll see if I can get any leads on an elder or something. Surely there's some in somewhere in this universe.
I think now that we can talk, it won't be necessary, but they're supposed to make the connection for you.
Ah.
We should have had years to do this.
Well, we've got now, and better now than never.
I will make do with what we have. Just
Likewise.
make sure to keep eating and sleep and
Not get my ass kicked. Got it.
undead are not to be trusted.
I understand that. I don't think. Well, I don't know. Alexei was pretty nice. But
The wolf just seems confused. It's like I don't know names.
the vampire at home. He's the one we would always spar with.
The wolf stares with a blank expression on its face.
Do you remember nothing about Haven?
Very little.
Well, let's see.
I was mostly always asleep.
Guess that would be the case. Well, I guess for starters, that's who we're trying to save, I guess. That was sort of the original pack.
So she does have it.
Insofar as you can call a motley collection of curse victims and humans a pack, but yeah.
You have just described the pack, yes.
Fair. But yeah, that is that elucidated some things for me. I will spend the remainder of that of the communication time telling stories and seeing if I can like mentally project memories of doing stuff as I was living, Just showing people's faces and happy moments and stupid moments and things like that.
Just make me an intelligence check.
Oh no. That's a +1.
At least it's not a -1.
It's not. Not 20!
You're good!
Okay. Yeah, with your incredibly sharp memory, you gift visions of past events. I say with that nat 20, mark down wherever you marked down before that you were associate 2.
Associate level 2.
Not quite friends, but a bond is being
acquaintances.
Acquaintance.
And this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to.
I love how you have to go through like the Sims levels of relationships in order to like.
I mean, from the backstory I was given for her, she did not have a relationship with this creature.
Oh, yep. No, basically, she was like, I can. She thought it would. The whole thing was, I can shapeshift. And that's where it ended, and she didn't think any more about it. And she probably should have, but oh well.
I don't know, every time you talk about it, I can just see the pluses going up.
That's basically how I've been envisioning it, yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever she fails, it's like double negative. It's like, ooh.
Yeah. It goes down.
But
the red
hey,
bars start showing.
I'm working it out.
Yeah.
I just need to stop rolling 10s.
Well, you didn't?
Yeah. But yeah. That's me.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So, unless anyone else has anything pressing that needs to occur, you all eventually find yourselves long resting as your trip continues, primarily automated. Excuse me. And eventually as well, a long rest is had, leaving you with the majority of you finishing your long rest somewhere between the 5 and 1 hours before before landing or at least getting into the correct system. Is there anything pressing that anyone needs to do after this point?
I need to buy a beach towel.
Don't worry, you'll be escorted to the artificial moon if you wish to actually stay on this planet.
Do what?
We'll get there.
Okay. What concerning sentences?
Let me ask a question.
Yes.
Before anything else, have you prepped for us to go to this planet, or do you expect us to immediately jump?
Both.
Because I'm kind of feeling immediate jump. I'm going to be honest. I kind of don't want to engage with the tourist resort.
With forced ads.
Yeah, I planned for both inevitabilities.
Okay. We have a bigger ship now. We could do 2 jumps.
Yeah.
We don't have to refuel every time.
That's true.
Yeah.
True.
We could also check
Well,
if there's any bounties.
Is it clear
On the
that
resort world?
Where else are you? Do you really
Listen,
think you're not going to find
someone
bounties?
stole a bag of chips, okay, from the kiosk.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, this resort world is gonna have the craziest, most cracked security guards you've ever seen.
That's
Probably.
correct.
Even the
Their
sequel seems
business
so
is
aggressive.
safety and comfort.
Now, if we're going to just a straight up resort world, should we just go to the location where that message was sent? Do we even fuck around?
Do we have the jump data for that location though?
For which one
It's
specifically?
around.
It's for the planet that the message was sent from, rather than the destination Casey was sent.
You do not have the. You have the area, but you don't have the flight data to get there. You'd have to.
So we would need to get it anyways, and if we're gonna get it, we probably want to get it from the closer of the two locations.
Yeah.
So we probably just want to skip Resort Planet altogether.
Yeah.
But actually, this is a discussion we're having, I guess. So Casey,
Yeah.
what are we committing to? Because I'll let you take point on this since it's your.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think we were as close as we were to the destination, so I'm a little frazzled.
Because our options are to either go to your meeting point, which you were sent, or go to where this message was sent from. Now, all we have as far as the message is the planet. A
I mean,
planet's
I
a big
imagine-
place.
I imagine if they sent a meeting point, they had an idea on how to find me once I got there. So,
Well, I haven't seen too many people like you, so it might be a visual identification.
maybe. But I'd say we keep the location where we got as a backup in case there's nobody there.
Okay.
But
That
it
was
could very
going to
well
be
be
my
that we pull up to the-
suggestion.
Yeah. We pull up to the airport and they're like, "Oh, the pink girl. There we go."
I mean, I do genuinely hope that that's not what happens, because that means that we've been being watched, and I don't overly like that.
I just assume we're being watched anyways.
And I don't like that.
I don't know what the extent of this is, but I have a feeling it's even more than we know.
Man, do you ever just leave home one day and suddenly find yourself embroiled in a government conspiracy?
Casey looks at Ellie.
I mean, it's happened once or twice.
Ellie was smirking at Casey because Ellie was obviously being sarcastic.
Of course, but
And then
Casey
she just turns with a look of horror at Rage. Once or twice?
It's hard to say. Back home, my governance was paying Avantex a stipend, and besides that, I governed my half of the moon.
I mean, you take out a few high-ranking individuals on a contract, and suddenly there's a problem.
Oh dear.
I don't want to pretend that I think I know what that
Would
feels
you be
like.
willing to continue to sell that service?
I mean, as long as it goes through the mercenary channels and I get paid.
Let's be upfront. I would like to buy the other half of my moon, and I think it'd be much easier if the CEO that owned that half didn't exist anymore.
How much are you offering?
I don't know. I'd have to look up assassination rates.
I mean, I will be honest, I am not usually the one that handles that part of it. I'm usually the one handling the guards.
Right.
At this point, Ellie's just gonna plug her ears and leave because she does. If there is assassination talk, she doesn't want to be a co-conspirator.
Casey's trying to disassociate.
Well, all the same, that's a fight for a different day. Who knows
Yeah.
when I'll be home next?
I mean, we can talk about it more. But
I would like to hear more about your home life. I don't know fucking a lot about you, if I'm being honest.
Wait, who?
I mean, both of you, honestly.
I mean, there's not a whole lot to say that hasn't already been said.
Yeah.
I think. So I technically have a sister, but she's not actually my sister.
That's that checks based on everything you've said about your organization.
Oh, when you say technically, is she also?
No. Well, are you? I'm assuming Sullivan is like gesturing to Rage.
For the horns, yeah.
No. She
Okay.
is very different.
So then, not technically, but instead,
Let me
what
ask
would
you.
the word even be?
Let me ask you a question. Is she also one of a kind?
I assume as far as Rage is aware, yes.
Yeah, as far as you know.
Yeah.
Wait, what if that's a unique trait of your? What if you are the same people, and the way your people work, your like species, is that each one of you looks nothing like the others?
I'm gonna hit Sullivan.
Okay, I'm no
And that's why it's so hard to identify.
I'm no expert, but I don't think it quite works like that. Plus there are a lot of very distinct
Sullivan figured it
individuals.
out. Y'all are all mimic tier. The mimic
They're
tier
fucking they're
race.
doppelgangers.
All changelings.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But yeah, she may also try to kill me at some point.
That's fine. We'll just kill her. Unless you don't want that to happen.
I mean, if I see her, I'm going to be trying to kill her. But
Can I ask why?
just kind of seems to be how things go in the offering.
don't feel
Makes
like
this
that's a good
detour
enough
so
answer.
much more fun.
Yeah, I mean, we work together on things, and then yeah, when we're left to our own devices, it's a little bit of very, very aggressive sibling rivalry.
Is it a sense of sibling rivalry, or are you actually trying to murder each other?
I mean, it usually stops short of actual murder. But, I mean, I've definitely had to spend a week in the med bay because of her before.
Brandon, does Looney Tunes exist in this universe?
That's to some degree, yeah.
So it's like a Wile E. Coyote situation. You want to fuck each other over, but you don't want to quite kill each other.
I mean, if we're going with that analogy, probably closer to Bugs and Daffy,
Yeah.
where they're both actively screwing the other over and trying to trick each other.
Bugs and Elmer, or Bugs and most people.
Or Tom and Jerry.
I'm just getting
Or Bugs and Bugs.
Bugs and
Bugs
I
is Bugs'
was-
worst enemy.
I was
Or
getting
Bugs and
that,
Bab.
that's what is it? Willie the groundskeeper meme
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
in that conversation. Yeah, basically just extreme sibling rivalry that both have ended up in
Critical condition.
medical or in needs of severe medical attention multiple times. We'll just go with that.
Oh my god.
I think the worst thing I did is I twisted my leg when I was coming off one of the hay combines.
Hmm.
At least, as far as I remember.
I lost an arm at one point.
Yeah, that's kind of obvious.
How did that happen? You said
We didn't
frostbite,
talk
but I
about
want
it.
to know more.
Yeah. I mean, frostbite happened.
Okay, but how did frostbite happen? Frostbite doesn't just happen.
Extended exposure to cold with lack of shelter.
You're avoiding it.
How else would I explain frostbite to you?
I'm not asking about the frostbite, I'm asking about the situation that led to the frostbite.
Well, it happened when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
Extended exposure to a lot of cold, and I did not have
When?
shelter.
How? Why were you in the cold?
Because the moon is cold. It doesn't have an atmosphere. It's a glass
Okay,
dome.
we're getting somewhere. Why were you outside in the moon?
Because everybody was outside on the moon. Shelter is hard. Well, less hard now, but
Is this the moon you own, or is this a separate moon?
same moon.
Did you own it at that time, or were you in the run to own it?
No, I did not own the moon as a kid. Recent purchase, 10 years ago, about.
Are we still playing 20 questions, or do we want to? I just learned what that is, so seems convenient.
I haven't been counting.
So, what were you doing when you lost the arm? Aside from being outside in the cold as a child on the moon.
Nothing specific. Living, I guess.
I mean, that sounds to me like he was homeless.
It does sound like he was homeless. That's what I'm trying to get at.
I mean,
Doesn't
that would
sound like you
explain
were all,
why. That would explain why he became a.
Nihilistic evangelist?
I was gonna go with Space Worm Preacher.
That came later.
What led to that? Aside from frostbite.
It was easy. It's really all it was. It's a scheme that worked, so I ran with it.
And I'm assuming this is how you acquired any money that you got?
Initially.
Alright, what helped you further? What helped you further this?
I don't understand the question.
Like,
Further
how
what?
did you... what in addition to whatever tithe that you asked for? Like, what other ventures did you do?
Oh, I buy and sell relics. That's about it.
How'd you get into relics? It seems odd to go
Personal
from homeless
interest.
to relics keeper.
It's personal interest. I read a lot growing up. It's about all there was to do.
Yeah, roll insight on that.
Sure.
I don't trust a word that any of Tweak's characters say, so... Nope. I mean, it's +7, or no, I think it's +8 now.
I think any of his passives. That's
Yeah,
it.
like it doesn't matter.
He is locked into whatever face he's making while he's telling you
Yep.
this tale.
Does anybody else have any questions for this fuckwit, or are we just gonna keep going?
I mean, I think I'm good to keep going because I don't know. Sullivan always struck me as a closed book secured with iron latches. So
That is correct. That is why I'm trying to open said book.
you're gonna need something better than words, like a crowbar
I mean, it's been working
or
so far. I've
drugs.
gotten more out of him.
I'll answer any of your questions. You already know my biggest secret, I suppose.
What? That you preyed on the desperate?
Yes.
Yeah, about that. Did you like agree to stay on with us in the beginning, because you wanted to see how desperate we could be and take advantage of that, or was that just me, or is that just me jumping to conclusions?
I seem to recall our meetings differently. I was evacuating to a ship, and all of you followed me.
That's correct.
Fair, you did say you had a ship, but I mean, there's a different. I meant more like once we got back to civilization and we were sort of debating, do we stick around each other or do we not?
It's hard to say. I lack direction at the moment.
Yeah, fair.
I've just gotten my first bit now with this queendom.
Yeah, I would. I'm interested to see a civilization that's supposedly been around so long as that. But I'm also interested to see if they stab you through the face for saying something dumb.
It's hard to say. Something dumb has never left my mouth.
I'm gonna hit him again.
Don't stop hitting him. We need his
No.
brain.
It's
All
fine. You
right.
can lose a few brain cells. It's.
So are we going to the resort, or are we just going to leave?
I'm just saying we passed by it. I don't really care.
And so are we jumping to Blenix, or are we going to Bargesha?
Borgesha. Realistically, it's the only option.
Bargesha it is.
Yeah.
I guess try and find a jump to Blenix while we're in Bargesha.
I'm sure that
Makes
that's
sense.
gonna be doable. All right. I'm gonna go strap myself in for another jump.
I've got a cat. He did not want to be picked up. But if you sink your claws into my chair, you're going to be scooped.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So because
As everyone disperses,
Mhm.
I want to find Jasper for a second.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say I forgot about him, but he's definitely not on my mind that often.
He's sitting in the kitchen watching something on the holo display.
Jasper, I want you to go over something again with me.
Takes his feet off of the other chair that he's on. What you got in mind?
You are hired to carry this package that was obviously intercepted, yada yada. We all know the story. What were the terms of that contract again?
He goes,
I don't care about how much you were paid, but what were the details? Where was it going?
And
more importantly, where did it come from?
I was paid. I don't know where it came from. I was paid to bring the package sealed to the actual Kobani archive.
The one here in...
Running Grand Unitor, yeah.
Okay. You don't know where it came from, which means you were given the package. Where at?
From a representative from a branch of the Kobani archive. Back in one of the Class B suits. Let me see.
I'm trying to get the direction to see if it
Great Terra
came...
Dynasty.
Would I know, one, what that is, and two, if that's not from the direction of these supposed lost planets, is it?
Make a history check.
Oh boy. We're not doing anything else today. I'll use luck point. So I need to roll twice. 7
or
natural 20 for a 29.
The Cratera Dynasty is further galactic west, out past Avantex, in the arm. So in one of the arms. So it is. It does contain some of the lost civilization planets, but that's
But
sort
it's
of all
not
over.
But it's not these supposed, like, lost worlds that are maybe not so lost that they're just keeping secret.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so they don't come from what is supposedly the origin destination, which means it's likely one of the lost ones from an ancient civilization. Alright. I was just wondering if you knew of a dig site it came from.
He goes, I have no information on it. I didn't even know what it was until you all opened it. My job was to go to one of their stores, pick up or one of their branches, pick up a package, go meet with, and he points towards Rage. And he goes, and then we got on this ship to make it over there. I complained a little bit about us not taking private transport, but I was told this was safer. Yada yada, the rest you know.
Okay, I'm back.
I suppose my biggest question is why would they hire you at all, rather than just carrying it themselves? All the same, thanks for the information.
No problem.
That was Sullivan questioning Jasper.
Mm-hmm. No, but yes, the rest of this story is the one that we have told here. But you were told by Owen and AP9 that you'll have to, since a turn is required and was not done immediately while leaving, they'll have to recalculate, power down the subspace drive for an hour, let it cool, and then take off again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But without any other events stopping you all, you will come out of subspace to see a beautiful turquoise blue planet. And as you are sitting there, coming out of subspace, immediately you are hailed by the number identification is Blenix Xo Port Authority.
I answer.
Greetings, travelers. Looks like we scanned your ship. You don't seem to have any active landing passes. Are you looking to stay, or are you just passing through?
Just passing through, heading south, galactic south, to Bargesha. Next jump.
Ah, well. If you need a pass or wanting to stay in the future, we have an artificial moon out there. I wouldn't come in if you don't have a pass. The boys are getting a little itchy trigger finger.
Any reason for that?
Protecting our customers' privacy. Also, the whole planet's private. Need to pay to land, and we've got lovely amenities if you're looking for that. But looks like you're looking to travel onward, so you're fine out there. But you see probably about 30 ships, twice the size of yours, beginning to like grid pattern, just make sweeps in your general direction.
We should leave.
Yeah, I'm fine not going to Florida.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, don't worry, you don't, no shooting today unless you try to break their line.
As we watch their line get closer and closer to us, it's like,
oh no. So they like
Florida.
They're setting up like a blockade grid where they're just passing by each other like 1,000 miles out from the planet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna say canonically, Florida is a crab fishing colony on Casey's planet.
Wouldn't that
Just
be
so it
better
exists.
Wouldn't that be better as Maryland?
Yeah.
I don't know oranges then.
Yeah.
Though, to be fair, of late, Florida's not even doing well with that. So
It's an orange export area. The Florida orange bird is its logo, though. Still.
As long as you don't approach, they stay where they are, hoping you'll do something stupid. And after an hour, the cooling is complete on the subdrive, and you all take off again towards Bargesha.
Ooh.
How long is this jump?
This jump is 6 hours.
So this is probably where we sleep then, if the other one was 15? Unless we slept in the 15?
Yeah, I included a long rest in the 15. Cool. But yes,
that means I'm back up to full health.
Yippee! And this is also sort of why I did the like half healing thing, because I knew that there was going to be a lot of
breaks,
a lot of downtime.
Yeah, it's more of a.
Is it
a planetary concern?
Yeah. Is it half rounded down for heal or for hit die? recovery, or is it half rounded up?
It's half rounded down.
Okay. So I need one more long rest to get all my hit die back.
Oh wow, you used all of them? Jeez.
No.
Oh.
I used 3.
So then you would have gotten them
Yeah, you would have gotten them back.
jelly
Now.
level 5, so you'd get 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you're
need
saying
one
you
more.
used 3. Okay.
I used 3.
Okay, yeah.
So I need one more long rest.
Yes, yeah. Okay. My bad. I misunderstood.
You're good. You're good. I didn't speak clearly because English is my only language and I'm terrible at it.
So how long is the jump to Bergesha again?
I mean,
6
you'd have
hours.
full hit die anyways. We
6
spent
hours.
two days investigating
Yeah.
the tomb afterwards.
Yes, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, y'all had to wait till Yuta Nexus dawn.
I'll just mark it as everything back to full.
Yeah.
My voice is dying.
Help.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, you had a good a busy afternoon. So
Yeah, now I'm talking like this.
and now you're talking like that. So
But, yeah.
I'm sorry. What the absolute fuck was that? I turned around because there was a cat behind me, and he wasn't licking anything, but he had his head fully under his leg and was just looking at me.
Hey, he stopped licking to look at you.
I guess.
But,
Cats are aliens, and nothing can convince me otherwise.
yeah, they're a little weird. It's fine. But yeah, you all take off, and if nothing else, stops you, or nothing else is burning a hole in anybody's RP pockets. You all, after a short 6-hour sojourn, find yourselves coming into a entirely different vibe of a planet. Roughly the same size of planet, terrestrial. However, this one is covered a nearly perfect coat of thunderstorm.
Oh, that's sick.
This looks like the right place from all of the research we've done.
Well, hell, we're here.
You see pockets of lightning strikes trace across the sky. Welcome to Bargesha, the Thunder Force planet.
Oh my gosh.
All right, is this thing civilized, or is it just a known destination?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, there are things here.
So there should be a port I call in.
Yeah. Because the whole place itself is a city.
I
Or at least
believe
Bargesha
it was like there are cities carved into the mountains because otherwise
Yeah.
we'll just get electrocuted constantly.
But yeah, call in maybe sooner rather than later.
Yeah, landing will be impossible without directions. I don't have visibility. All right, yeah, I'll hail out for any like port authority.
Okay. You begin to like slowly orbit the planet. And it takes you probably about 2 hours of going around the planet before you finally capture signal from Bargesha Port Authority. Let me. You make connection. This is Lumora 13. We have your connection. Are you attempting to land here with us today?
That is positive. Attempting landing.
We will set out the guidelines. You'll lose contact with us while you're in the storm. Everyone always does, unless you've got secret spec antenna. You'll certainly lose us. Just keep following the lines. We'll lead you through. Try not to get too distracted by the lightning. Approximately 3 minutes at ground speed through the clouds, so don't get worried if it's taking a minute. You see that line of tractor dots begin to emanate from through the clouds. You don't see where they actually come from.
I'm gonna get into position in the engineering corridor suite,
Okay.
so that if a breaker flips, I can flip it back.
Good idea.
I'm gonna go with Ellie. 'Cause
Anyone
maybe I'll be
who
helpful.
is non-essential, please remain strapped in. There will be a great deal of turbulence.
Rage is gonna go sit in one of the guns.
I will go sit down because I'm non-essential.
Listen, you don't want to get thrown into the ceiling.
That's fair.
All right. Let me.
Small alien, please don't do what you're doing.
I know, it's fun.
I mean, what he's doing is poking at the slightly open gap in the air conditioner,
Yeah, it's fun.
trying to make his escape. He's also on the thing that he was on the other day where he turned off my computer, so I'm just trying to dissuade him from being there.
Yeah. Alright. You begin to follow the trail line. It disappears as you get close to it. Similar to the rest of the planets. But you dip into the cloud line as you come into atmosphere, and immediately the ship begins to rumble and shake violently with the winds. You get a warning of high atmosphere winds exceeding 350 miles an hour.
Oh my god.
So you begin sort of, the wind resistance begins to pull you. So instead of coming in smooth, the nose starts tipping up and you begin like pancaking in, essentially. Because
Oh my god.
no matter how hard you turn down on the controls, it just continues to push you upwards. I need you to make a steering check. It would be with these ships, so it would be D20 plus 4.
Go, Tweet, go. Go, Tweet, go.
Ooh. Good reroll.
Might be a good
Of
idea.
all of the fucking planets, they couldn't just meet us one over on the resort.
Pumpkin, get off
Sure.
the scanner.
I'll use my heroic inspiration for the day.
Pumpkin, that's not a CAT scan. Get off.
11.
11. Okay.
So what is the actual roll?
It's
Is
just
this on the ship stat block?
yeah. It's just for the you to
me find
maintain your course. You begin getting blown off course just because the ship is not currently This is not the type of ship that is designed for this. It's just strong, constant winds and thunderstorm is not. Is why I did not give you the proficiency bonus of the ship. But 11's not terrible, but it's not the best either. You spend probably 4 minutes instead of the 3 that they said, sort of pancaking and getting hot in the upper atmosphere of this planet, before finally breaking through the cloud line, and you see the trail is probably about 200 miles to your east. However, this is you came in significantly closer to the mountain range, so I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity saving throw with the ship.
Oh god.
So luckily you have a +7 to this. Ship's pretty agile. At 21. Yeah, you come along and you luckily the reinforced plating takes the brunt of any scrapes. But you all just hear a loud, wretched screech as the dive is pulled out of in time, and you can fight your way back to the descent trail. Which just about then you get the you get connection back. Sorry about that. Lost you on the scope for a minute. I'm glad you managed to pull that off. Yeah, just follow us in. You'll come in. There's plenty of room for you to land here. Just stay lower than you think you should. Welcome to Lumora 13. The trail middles out as you begin to pull towards the same mountain range, just in a different location. You see a probably nearly 2 miles wide, a straight line carved across these huge mountain ranges. The trail disappears into darkness within the tract of the of that gap in the mountain. About now, I need you to make another dexterity saving throw as a large blast of lightning comes down near the ship.
I'll use a second luck point for this.
Yeah.
Needed.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
27, you're safe. You get the little warning, but before anything is able to vocalize, that you just instinctively pull to the right, and you see this massive bolt of lightning just absolutely decimate a tree. But with that, the lightning seems to be striking the mountain rather than you out in the middle of nothing. And as you pull in, the internals of the city finally become visible. A deep combination of modern materials and ancient stone, like pillar buildings, because most of the buildings here, if they're tall enough, they just touch the ceiling. They're part of integral pillars. Or there'll be buildings built between two pillars, like sort of like apartment complex style buildings will be built between two pillars. There seems to be pillars every like let's say 500 feet or so. So, plenty of space for your ship to fit in between, and they're roughly the gap from the bottom of the floor to the ceiling of these caves is about 1 kilometer. Massive man-made cave system, basically turned city. The line pulls off to what looks like some sort of designated parking. There's about 4 ships here when it could fit about 100. You choose your spot, basically.
Yeah.
Pulling into a Walmart parking lot.
I park really close to someone else's entry bay.
Speaking of Walmart parking lot on a Sunday.
Speaking of Mercedes-Benz owners.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna have to back up to get around your your magnetic connector.
Oh my god.
Is that really necessary? It's like a
It's
whole
closer
other.
to the front.
I guess.
You could move 5 feet to the left and it would still be close to the front.
Yeah, I already parked now.
If we get a ticket, you're paying it.
I mean, I don't think he's doing anything illegal. I think he's just morally objectionable.
I mean, I think you can still you can still get tickets for being an asshole.
I don't think so.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never gotten a citation, but I mean, on the TV shows, you could always get the ticket for being a jerk.
I mean, you can get a ticket for being a jerk as long as you're breaking like a law. He's still within the lines. Barely, but he's still within the lines.
You park like shit, Sullivan.
Everyone's a pilot, apparently.
Owen, pull 6 feet closer.
He would. He would just be like, he would move a foot closer to the other ship just out of way.
How much space do they need, so Owen?
Oh my god.
Oh, they need about 8 feet. Give him 6.
Oh my god.
That might be illegal.
I mean, only if it's a handicapped spot.
All right. Do you actually? What was the text message? Do we know what we're doing here?
We all
Or
got
are we just gonna explore a planet?
We all got distracted giving you shit.
let me look specifically. I sent this to you. Let me just go into fucking DMs with you. Cookie, that's not helpful. Cookie, that's not helpful. Okay. Good talk, birdie bird. What the fuck is... I have the text message in like 3 different spots.
Huh. While she waits, did you know that there's a cat playing with a mouse? It's not a real mouse, but it is a real cat.
Yes, that is what cats do.
Yeah.
Those are my note block.
Of all my pets, only one of them has killed a mouse, and it was the dog.
That makes sense.
Look at that boy.
Okay, so you were just told to come here.
Yeah. Good boy.
He's in a box.
Yeah, he was trying to eat the plastic bag full of cotton fluff. So I had to remove him from the box.
I will kill you. I will eat you.
Yep. That's our cat. That is the cat that is currently playing with
I
the
will
catnip
say
mouse.
though, yeah, we don't have direction. Just come to this planet.
Yeah.
But since you sent me the notes say that this number comes from a NACL gateway number you don't have access to. You have no way to contact them because they are out of network. You might be in network now.
That's true. I could try. They are routed through my own phone, though, so I don't know if it's gonna work, if they're technically my own number, but...
No idea.
Only one way to find out.
I'll text it, I'll see. If I can I reply text? I can't reply text, can I? I don't have a number, do I?
You cannot reply because it is saved from your old phone.
Yeah.
You might be able to make a new message, but...
Yeah, I'll try and make a new message off the number, then.
Okay.
I'll just write, "Hey, I'm here. It's Casey, by the way." That's it. That's all she's willing to.
Okay.
Casey who? Question mark. How'd you get this number?
How'd you get
Never
this-
contact me again.
How'd you get this phone number? New phone, who dis? Fuck you. We're not number neighbors, fuck off.
That was the stupidest fad.
It really was.
It really was.
It was dumb, but at
Awful
least
bad.
it was relatively harmless.
Yeah.
I've seen far worse fads.
Mm-hmm. Anyways,
Cinnamon
I text my
challenge.
number neighbor.
Yeah, as you're waiting for your number neighbor to respond. Let me see. Where is my notes? My notes. My notes are fucking awful. Did I leave it down here? I did leave it down here.
I feel like it's so fucking scary texting a number and not knowing what the hell you're here for and leaving your entire life behind. Like,
Lamau,
This
you
is what I
idiot!
was-
You actually came.
To be fair, it wasn't really your life, was it?
psychic damage. I don't know anymore. It still feels real. It just
I mean,
feels
to be
like...
fair, we don't even know which is true for sure. I just think it's more likely.
I
one way
think
than
I
the other.
think both are.
It's possible. I
And
mean,
that's what worries me.
I mean, worst case scenario, neither is real or both are real, and that doesn't matter because your life is what you choose to make of it. Now that you've sort of broken free from your restraints, as it were.
I mean,
you can say your life technically began 3 weeks ago.
I think my life begins as soon as I'm actually done with these people.
Ooh, don't know when that'll be.
That's, yeah. Because I think as long as I'm running from something, I'm never going to be able to truly, I guess, figure shit out.
Roughly 15 minutes passes, AC, before, and you're like starting to get worried. They're just not going to respond. You get a response back from a different number
Okay.
that says, "Good, we've been waiting for you. We were worried the package got lost."
I'm just going to text the package.
It's just this. Yeah, come outside.
All right, I'm just gonna go outside because clearly they're speaking in code and I don't understand what it is. So.
I'm going outside as well.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
going
Brandon,
outside with
just to refresh my memory.
Mm.
When I talked to parents, not parents,
Oh,
did they use the word package?
they said the asset.
They asked that, okay.
Mhm.
All right.
I'm going outside with her, and I'm bringing my spear.
That's a
Oh.
good idea.
Or more specifically, I'm bringing the spear of Kazan, which is now my spear.
Yeah.
Yes. Rage, get as big of a stick as you can, and just in case.
Probably the shotgun axe.
Yeah, the shotgun axe. Actually, that's a good thing we have now.
Yeah. I should mark that on my character sheet then.
I will mark it as yours on the
No.
thing.
Do we have any more detailed information about the damage type, or is it basically just?
It's the same as like the full axe, like a D12 slashing.
Yeah.
But it just has the special property of being able to load and fire a single shell, which is heavy shotgun is 2d8 damage. And you make,
did anybody? Oh, go ahead. Never mind.
I was saying that you make an attack roll with disadvantage against the two squares to the left and the right of the target to see if you also hit them.
All right.
So I can write stuff down for that later.
Yeah.
I also get into my new outfit
Okay.
because I have that.
Did anybody
slinky
take
puffy
the
vest on.
rings of meteoric might?
I think Alex did.
Yeah.
Oh,
We set
okay.
it aside for Alex.
Okay.
I don't know if he's actually put it on a sheet yet, but
I have not. I did not.
it gives you a magic damage option.
Ooh.
Yeah, your unarmed strikes will deal 2d10 force and push people 5 feet away.
Yeah, it's like activated. It lasts
A minute. Yeah.
a minute, I think.
Mm.
It makes your punch is super strong.
As we land, I'm just gonna let Rayla know. All right. I don't exactly know what you should do in case something shit hits the fan, but just do what you feel is right.
She pulls out a small derringer, like a
Perfect.
Just I'll turn on the med bay just in case, but
That's not a bad idea.
But yeah, as you all walk out in imposing stances, you see a small, walking from a considerable distance. You hear the clack of a wooden cane against the stone floor echoing. From a considerable distance, you see an old hunched humanoid man, or humanoid figure, cloaked with this large gnarled walking stick that they have both of their hands on. Takes them a long time to get to your ship.
Ellie doesn't fully put the spear away, but she does relax a little bit because she doesn't necessarily see this guy as the biggest threat in the world. But she is looking
Casey
out
looks
for
a little
anyone else.
disappointed. She's not gonna lie.
But I am going to keep an eye out for any activity not this old man.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Alrighty, I will.
Yeah, I'll say Sullivan's doing the same thing. I'm lighting up a cigar, and my eyes are wandering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Casey's probably...
Nat 1!
No, Casey will also be looking. She's on high alert right now.
Rage has been told to be on high alert.
23.
26. Or not 26, 16. I know numbers.
This is perception.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
15.
Okay.
Oh wait,
By
I have
17.
an advantage on perception. I'm dumb. I've been rolling investigation for so long. Okay, that's much better. 13.
Okay. Sullivan was the one with the 23.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. What you notice is a few people in the distance, sort of breaking to make a perimeter, but like without actually moving to engage. There seems to be some sort of network of communication. And it's so subtle that you would miss it if you didn't notice the like exact interval of people sort of spreading out. But yeah, it takes a solid 5 minutes for this guy to cross the parking lot.
At about minute 2, Casey would be like, should we just walk towards him? Do you think that'd be easier?
Maybe.
I mean,
No.
Are we expecting a fight?
I don't know what I'm expecting.
Let them approach. They're clearly putting on some sort of show. A display that they're weak. Let them have it.
It's gonna end with the Willy Wonka tumble and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking more Darth Sidious death spiral.
Oh.
Oh no.
No.
Okay, we wait for the old geezer to go
Yes.
across the parking lot.
Yes, and as they finally get within like converse, they wait until they're within like conversing range. This sort of squat man, wrinkled shoulders, like heavy, sort of almost like a dog like face, sort of like a bigger bulbous nose, 2 sets of eyes on each side of their head, like wide set.
Okay.
The lower ones would be probably like where high cheekbones would sit, and the other ones sit just like over a normal person's set of ears. They just look up at you with the grin, and they're like, "It's so good to see you, Ma. You've grown so much. How are your aunt and uncle doing? Come. We've got a room
Can I roll
set up
insight?
for you." Yeah.
Also,
Plus-
Brandon, the guy's description.
Yeah.
I'm putting what I envisioned it for.
Yeah, plus, so I do have a +8 to it, so it's...
Kind of, but where his small like
19.
side
It's a
eye
19.
is, that's like the lower eye, and then the upper eye would be like almost all around the corner of his head.
But also, Matt, that is exactly what I was
Yeah.
For context,
Yeah, I
the
rolled a 19.
was Dr. Jumba Jukiba from Lilo and Stitch, the good
Yes.
one, not the
Also,
new one.
like sort of floppy, like bear-like ears on the top of his head. Yeah. Fuzzy,
Brandon?
slightly fuzzy creature. Yes.
Brandon, I'm gonna need you at some point to just write out descriptions of all these species because we are going to draw them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to come up with different species. It's hard. I will write out a description and it's like, oh, that's this thing from. I'm like, fuck, damn it. Okay. But yeah.
I mean, it's helpful to be able to go, oh yeah, it kind of looks like this.
Yeah, exactly. But
yes, definitely
19.
write down these descriptions.
19 insight. They are putting on a bit of a show. You don't see anything that denotes that they're armed in any way, but there's certain that you can see like a hitch of them putting on the performance of the walk. They're certainly using some form of code. They're trying to obfuscate what's going on here.
Okay. They're doing well. We can go to that meeting place you were talking about.
Yes, follow me. We've got the guest bedroom set up at well, maybe two of you could stay in there. We do have the guest house that's out past the pond. If your friends would like to stay there.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't tell you I was bringing company.
That's quite. It's a long way. Don't sweat it. We have the room. It's just. I apologize to the rest of you. I'll get your names in a minute. But you'll have to sort of move some boxes and things out of the way. But there should be 4 rooms back there, so it's not a worry. Follow
thank
me.
You. All right, and I will follow. Tensed.
The jaunt changes to a more reasonable pace.
Okay.
Sullivan, you see about half of the force sort of disperse back into the crowd, and the other half begins tailing. So, it's been some time since we last had word from you. How have your travels been?
Well, are we still in the airport?
They're still walking, yeah.
We're still walking, okay.
It is essentially a parking lot that's like
but we're still in the public.
Next to the city, yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, it was a little bumpy. Things didn't go quite as smoothly as I had envisioned. But I did manage to find some company. So
good.
We've been figuring that out.
Company's helpful.
It's been very helpful. How about you?
He continues the small talk with you as you sort of follow along the same path that you saw him come from, except for he rounds that you go down like 2 city blocks, which essentially like you go down to the next pillar, and then he hooks a left into like a residential district, or like the start of a residential district, and he straightens up slightly and speeds up a little bit more after you get there.
Okay, yeah, I will match gate.
But yeah, he continues with the like the turnaround and like, ask a question every now and then.
Oh yeah, and
then
I will definitely return that.
Someone walks by and he'll just be like, "Oh, good evening," and like wave hi to them or like pat their dog, or he pulls a little like hard candy out of his sleeve to give to a kid as they walk past.
This man's a killer.
This man's a murderer.
This man's a murderer.
You turn right around.
I love him though.
Like looks like some form of library, and you see down the street sort of identical like suburban homes, single story buildings with flat top roofs, which look like the flat top roofs have access and like patios and essentially what would be on a back patio is on each of these people's roofs, like grills and such. And you can see you go down 2 houses and then take a right. There's one with an extra long yard. It looks like one of the buildings never got completed. And so basically they just took that lot and the lot behind it, which has like the guest house and the pond, you see. Like, takes up like half of both of the backyards. There's just this, extra long strip of houses. Just come in, go in through the back. Front's a little crowded these days.
That's fine.
Yeah. As you step into the yard, the lights begin to kick on, and a semblance of sunlight is had, even though you are deep within a cavern. These overhead lights just sort of trace and follow you as you walk through the yard, lighting your path in front of you.
Oh, that's nice, and that's nice.
Because we have to get our light here somehow. I wouldn't stay under them too much. Well, you and your parents and aunt and uncle would be fine. The rest of you, if you're going to stay under those lights, I would recommend some sunscreen. We have some inside that you can borrow.
Are we within, like...
You're rounding
private...
the building into their backyard.
We're not there yet, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they go over to a big sliding glass window. They type in like a 12-digit combination with like the flash. So it's like, and then they put a thumbprint up, and then you hear the door unlock. Do come in. And as the door door opens, the whole house lights up.
I like this, but also it's very unnerving.
Yeah.
I will follow in step.
Okay. Yes, we have plenty of seating. Just find a seat.
Yeah.
Man goes over to a lazy boy in the corner and sets his cane against the wall and slowly slides on a pair of like fluffy green slippers and then sits down with a You're the one that we wanted to meet.
The door is closed.
The door is still open as you all walk in.
Yeah, I'll close the door as soon as the ladder comes in.
No.
What the hell is going on? That's all. What the hell is going on?
You're just coming to visit an old relative. He gives a honest, genuine, soft smile.
That is not my understanding of the situation.
I understand. I apologize for the misdirection, but
What do you want with me?
We want you not to be within the hands of the corporation that had you in their grasp.
All right, that is a common feeling. Who are you?
You can just call me Uncle for now.
No, all right, Uncle.
But it'll be easy. You'll understand in a minute.
Who are we performing for?
Oh, standard precautions. I figure no matter what you did, someone has a chance of finding the trail. So making it look as innocent as possible.
We've taken a few precautions to try to avoid the brunt of it, but you're correct.
We have done as much as we could from the shadows to wipe any evidence we could find of you. We didn't lose you, so we were a bit worried. Folks caught up with you.
Where did you lose her, out of curiosity?
Well, we were tracking the phone, so we went and played garbage man for a bit. Burned the phone we found in a trash can. But after that, we had no clue where you were.
Okay, yeah. No, I did that as a precautionary
No,
measure.
that was good. That was good. They have access to much more intricate technology.
We'll see if the precautionary measures we took more recently worked to block that.
Yeah, we've found some interesting things. Maybe you already know about it. I don't know, but
one of the reasons.
Anyways,
Yes.
I'm just gonna introduce my friends before we
Yes,
we go
everyone,
forward,
please.
because I feel awkward not doing it. This is Ellie. She'd point to Ellie. This is Rage. Did Frank come with us?
Sure, yeah.
And then I'm just gonna. This is Sullivan, Frank, Jasper, and we have a medic, but she's on board right now. Unless she came with us.
No.
I feel like Jasper probably wouldn't have come with us.
Jasper.
I don't know if Jasper came with us.
Jasper usually stays on the ship.
Okay, then we'll just say it's Frank and Sullivan.
Okay.
Yeah. I was with these guys when I was on the Jiro's Delight.
He kind of gives a sigh of relief. I'm good you found companions to travel with. I apologize we couldn't have given you more, but well.
I mean, that's fine. I'm wondering what the hell is going on. Like, I'm sorry I keep repeating it, but I'm so fucking confused.
He looks confused. He goes, you managed to get here without having any visions of any kind?
I mean, I had some nightmares that I'd much rather not experience again, and
we know about
definitely
your history, but
yeah, I know about parts of it.
He goes, have you experienced any powers you can't explain?
Oh yeah. That was probably one of the first tip-offs. I exploded a man's head, and that was interesting.
He looks
I started
concerned.
pushing.
Yeah. That's...
I mean, it was a life or death situation. I've been actively trying not to do that.
That power does not fall within our repertoire, so it's just a little shocking to hear.
Did I do something wrong?
No, it's just... How you clearly don't know anything, do you? About this.
No, I do not.
Do you feel at ease here or unease?
How would I feel? Or is that Rose to the side?
That is... Yeah, you're sort of down the middle, so yeah, how do you feel?
Like, I'm in a house. Like, the koi pond's nice, but I'm not... There's not great peace, if that's what you're asking, but also I don't feel like I'm gonna vomit like I have other times.
He goes, you can't feel what's here?
If you're talking about more than the sunlight, no.
Close your eyes and focus on that power you've been feeling. Didn't tell me how you feel, not how you actually feel.
All right, we will do that.
Yeah.
We'll talk. Uncle will give us directions. It goes through the guided meditation shit.
Make an ability score roll. Whatever your casting modifier plus as a plus your d20.
Okay.
D20 plus your casting modifier.
Plus proficiency or no?
Just your casting modifier.
Okay. I'm gonna use a DM inspiration on that.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is an important character moment.
Probably.
That's better. And then my wisdom... My wisdom is +5.
Okay. So, 18? Or is it?
Yeah. It was a 14.
Oh,
So
19.
19.
Yeah. You sort of do that thing you've been doing this whole time and stretch yourself sort of thin across your surroundings. This place is a wellspring of power. But, like I said before, your alignment is sort of in the middle of the two. This is a very good wellspring of power. How do you feel?
This place feels pleasant. It feels nice. It feels like something I want. But I don't know if I can fully give myself to it, if you know what I mean.
It's understandable.
But it's much better than God, like I was looking at some crystals at a cave that we were in, and that made me want to throw up. That was not something I was enjoying.
That is the presence of dark, and it is required for a balance in the world. But it's good that you don't feel wretched being here.
No,
it means we can still help you.
Is there a point where you can't?
There are people that can be saved, but there's a certain point where power begins to corrupt even your view of the world. And by then, most don't want to be saved. But it's a matter of perspective.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you that doesn't sound familiar, but it's also not something that I'm rightly aware of. As I am, or everything I remember up until this point. That's not how I feel.
You have a difficult past, and I understand that. We do not intend to force the issue. Do not intend to make you bend allegiance. We just wish you to not be part of what it is that Avantex is doing.
I mean, I definitely don't want to be there, so most alternatives seem better. That being said, I need to know, who are you? And what do you mean, fix? What are you trying to push me towards?
We're not trying to push you towards anything, just away from...
Why?
As we could hear you screaming.
What is my relation? Screaming?
We could hear you screaming, yes.
He?
Yes. Baowei, please come out. And you see another older gentleman, different race, bald head. Looks almost human, but just a slight gray tinge to the skin. Sort of deep set eyes, black sclera, bright green irises, sort of looks at you with a smile. We're simply an old a retirement club. Comes together every now and then to play cards, drink hooch, bet on pottery. Oh, yes, we could hear you screaming. Took us a
Can I roll
long time.
insight?
Yeah.
Just general.
Yeah.
Plus 8, so 16.
Looks like sort of a sincere little old man. He's probably like 5'5", 5'6", a little shorter than you. Wearing pretty standard civilian clothes, but has this sort of look of ease on his face.
I'm gonna lay this out right now. I don't remember much. I remember some horrific things. I remember maybe some snippets of like 3 other people. And then I remember my actual life with my parents. But none of this factored into any of that. I don't think.
This is going to be difficult to explain. But we probably remember more of it than you do.
That's probably correct, yeah.
We are in no way affiliated with Avantex. Most of our brothers and sisters have never even set foot within. But over the last roughly 18 years or so, give or take, we've all been damaged by what was done to you. So, you could say it's a selfish endeavor to pull off this. And he, like, rolls his eyes and very slowly does, like, air quotes. Pulled this heist off from Event.
So did you know me in some, like, third life at this point?
No, we knew you as you are now. How do we describe this? He looks over at the bald-headed man. And he goes, you were very attuned to the galaxy around you. And ripples eventually become waves that we couldn't ignore. They began to deteriorate our own life force, as it were. You wanted out before you even knew that you were in. And we heard you the whole time. We just didn't have the assets required to take on Avantex. So We simply just had to wait for a moment.
How the hell could you hear me from here?
The force permeates everything, and you were very good at making waves. Now, I know this is a lot. This is probably a shock to the system, and I know you probably don't want to have a bunch of grandpas and grandmas tell you that,
No, this was the nicest experience I've had since I left.
but it's been a rather nice experience since you left for us as well. Gotten sleep.
Like the koi pond is pretty nice. I was at a gas station and that place was terrible.
This is our place of peace. You just, we're hiding in plain sight, as it were. And he looks over at the rest of the group, and I appreciate and hope that you all will take some decorum and maintain our sleepy little cul-de-sac of individuals.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course, if you actually, if you did truly rescue me from that hellscape, I owe you everything.
You don't owe us everything. We simply doing what any good Samaritan.
You don't even know me. I guess you do, kind of.
We have very intimate knowledge of all of the experience you probably don't remember. Well, some of us learned to fight watching you.
This is the weirdest conversation I think I've ever had.
Oh, I understand. If I was ever to admit to a psychologist of any form that I've been dreaming of a small female child I've never seen being tortured day in and day out and having to become a soldier and doing unspeakable things, I would probably be put away or put on some form of list. So,
Yeah.
I understand.
Well, I'm sorry I brought that much discomfort to your life. That was not what I intended.
We figured, which is why we decided to help.
Well, my God, do I appreciate it.
Unfortunately, you're gonna and sort of gives you like a little one-armed old man pat. He's like,
I don't know if that's correct or not.
No, that's. We don't want you to get involved with us because, well, one, technically we're all retired. Two, that's a decision you would have to make.
I guess. So there are two ways then, basically?
There are many ways. How much do you know about the powers that you have?
Literally nothing.
Have you seen them grow on your travel?
Yeah, I can do a lot more than I could, like, when I was on Giro's, for sure. A lot of it is very destructive, but some of it's not.
Some of your power is coming back. That's good to hear. But also worrisome. We were hoping you could live a more normal life now that you got out of Antex, but I fear the universe has more plans for you yet.
That was what I was gonna say, is that with the group of people that I ended up with, there's no way. And she'd look at all of her friends very affectionately, but also look at them.
Yeah. The Force moves in mysterious ways, my child.
Yeah, we're all a little fucked up.
Yes. Listen, it doesn't resonate with you if you are not, what's the word? Part of the plan. For good or for ill, you're part of the plan. We just hoped you would be for the good of the plan. Or just not for ill.
I mean, so far, I've managed to take in a few bounties and get rid of some terrible people.
Wait, I'm sorry. You said just not. You hope she wasn't for it. What's it?
For ill.
Ill. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't fully paying attention.
No, that's fine.
It's okay. I tend to drone on.
No, you're good. She'd look around. So, what's the objective here aside from the meet and greet? You said you could help me?
It would take time, but yes, we could help you. However, that all depends on what your goal is.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know if we have that time. As many precautions as we've taken on our end, I still don't feel comfortable staying in one location for too long.
The location wouldn't be the issue. However, the group that works under Advantex that you were part of is strong, but we would have ample time to evacuate if they came anywhere even close.
But I don't want to have to make you do that.
It's fine. What? No, he stopped and looked mouth agape while he thought. What do you know about the old Yutari Order?
What do I know about the old Yutari Order?
You can attempt to make a history or an arcana check if you wish.
Can I ask one of my friends who are better at that?
Considering
the old Yutari Order.
Question: considering that I was trained by 2 former Unitar monks, would I know anything about the Yutari Order?
Probably.
May I?
This is. You may make. You may make your own rule and then interject if she fails, but.
Okay. What did you say this was? It was a
Arcana or history?
Arcana?
Yeah.
I think it's a +1 no matter what.
Or a religion check.
I think they're all +1s. 8.
I got a 19.
Okay. The civilization that came before Grand Unitar, the history of it gets confusing because it was before the convergence. technically the Grand Unitar Republic existed before the convergence, but wasn't quite as big and had slightly different views. And then it existed afterwards, where they weren't so religious, but they were more Roman Republic.
Okay.
And I can say that this is all coming from Casey as she understands it.
You mean
Or from Ellie.
Ellie? Yeah.
The order itself sort of, it is a semi-religious order, but it's more about finding the balance in things, and they're not really about any form of, they like train ritualistically for combat, but do not commit to combat. And they're actual peacekeepers, unlike the like Star Wars Jedi. They're arbitrators, and they usually come in, they were known to go to planets to diffuse warlike situations, and they use their words more than anything, and not like mind control. They like would try to diffuse situations.
Okay.
They could defend themselves, but an actual force of arbitration that did not have any allegiance. But in that, after the convergence, they were sort of a tent pole of the Grand Unitar Republic. And this change sort of baffled people, which is why there's now the old Utari monks, and then there's Grand Unitar monks. And those two viewpoints are vastly different. The words were more important for the old Utari monks, and Grand Unitar monks are very much more speak softly, carry a big stick fight.
Okay.
And by big stick, laser swords.
Interesting.
All forms of.
And I don't know about the old Utari, but the Grand Unitar, from what I understand, is very strict on their code. It's like you can't deviate even a foot on either side. You have to straight down the middle, but I think it's not even that clear cut, because I think there's some shady dealings.
Well, I mean, there's.
But yeah, that's what I know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's super helpful. So yeah, I guess all that information.
Uncle nods. It's just like, well, we're part of a branch of the old Utari monks. We've been passing our teachings down. We have all passed our teachings down to other branches that wish to follow, and we are now retired in a place of power to soothe our aching bones and strengthen ourselves for what little life we have left here. To enjoy our time as we see fit.
That sounds like retirement.
Exactly.
I'm sorry that I feel like I keep apologizing. I'm sorry I interrupted that.
No, I mean, we tried to make plans to intervene before. We're not fighters, and that's all that Avantex wanted.
Clearly. So, where the hell they get me from?
That I don't know. We started hearing you sometime well into your programming, as it were. So we did not see the beginning of your story. But we saw bits and pieces of everything until, well, they decommissioned you.
So they did get rid of me.
Far as we understand, you were too valuable of an asset to lose permanently, but you were used to further their goals in some way. The orders that were given to you were always truncated. Just need to know information. So we don't actually know what they were doing. We just know that you were involved a lot of time.
So, those things I remember doing, I actually did. Like,
Fortunately, yes.
But I wasn't the only one. Right?
Correct. You were part of a program. Are you okay with me telling your friends that?
Yeah, they're helping me figure it out, so.
I've seen CT scans of her insides. I don't think.
Right.
I was her medical executor for 24 hours.
That is true.
This is going to be very uncomfortable, though.
Now, anytime I'm faced with something that evokes any of these memories, I start to get some god-awful pain. Do you have, like, Tylenol or something?
You probably have a memory inhibitor chip in your brain.
So Tylenol isn't gonna fix that?
I could attempt to deactivate. But that would release the floodgate. I don't think that's a very good idea.
No, let's just start with this. And we'll go from there. She's gonna sit down, though.
Yeah.
She had not been until this point.
The other one brings you some pillows to put your feet on and hands you a glass of hot chocolate.
I appreciate that.
Would anyone else like hot chocolate? I made a large batch knowing you all were coming.
I'll take some.
Sure.
He goes back and comes out with an assortment of mugs of different shapes and sizes. The posture changes. The old man sort of sits forward, puts his feet on the ground, and hunches forward towards you. We don't know how many people there were, but you were part of a large group of children. From our memories of it, there were at least 250 of you.
Okay.
every 2 weeks they performed a culling. Only the top 50% were allowed to live. The top 50% killed the bottom 50%. This
Okay.
went on for about a year. Until there was 4 of you left. The time frame between the cullings grew longer as it went on. Like you needed more training between. But you were part of a group of 4. We know that much. But after that, you never saw the other 3 again. We didn't know their names. We couldn't find them. We believe they may still be in active duty. They do not look like you. But they went to the same training and are probably doing similar actions and motives put out by this force. You're still with me?
He would just nod.
There.
Is her eye bleeding at all?
Oh, it hurts, yeah. But it's not something that you can stop anymore.
No. Yeah, she would just be holding on to that then.
Yeah. We started gaining pockets of information during this time. Mostly at night after whatever terrible things they made you do. Then the experimentation began. Your training became more refined. Then they began replacing parts of you that would not affect your growth.
He would look like he's gonna throw up.
Yeah. He's like, tell me to stop at any point, please.
Just 2 minutes. And after that she'd be good to go.
Okay. He sits there and he chats with everyone else for a minute. Sort of just the sad, somber look on his face. You okay?
Yeah.
I know you're not okay, but are you?
This has been one hell of a thing to understand. So I feel like if we get the information out,
We understand.
That's gonna be better. And then we can kind of dissect that later, I guess.
Exactly. You can't make decisions without all of the information. This is your chance to get all of the information, or most of it at least.
Yeah, but this is the part that does not sit with me well at all.
It shouldn't. I hate to be telling you this. Yes.
I mean, I guess all of it doesn't sit well with me. I can't imagine that I would do those things.
By that point, you had stopped responding. You still screamed in your sleep, and that's when we heard you. It's like you were locked away.
Great. Anyways, they went to the body replacements.
Yes. He just nods. He goes, we don't know the order. It's sort of jumbled, but they waited for you to be mostly full grown before they started replacing things of a bigger order. But in that time, you were given missions. Some didn't make sense. Like, you go and deliver a sealed envelope to, a hospital or a post office or things of that nature. But as time went on, it grew worse. They began ordering you to make hits.
Like assassinations?
He nods slowly.
I look at Sully.
Yes.
And then I'll just look back.
He goes, a principal here, chairman of the board there. And then they'd install their own person. Or, in the worst cases, you would make the hit and bring along someone that looked just like them.
Oh my god.
Like a twin? Or
Clone android wearing a high-tech meat facade. Unclear.
they can just do that?
They've got agents everywhere. CEOs. They've replaced a king or two in some Class B civs. All with you and your siblings' help, as it were.
I don't want to call those people my siblings.
I understand, but you all were doing it at the same time, and you all were the reason for the upswing in available control event.
So, I helped make them a Class A.
Oh, they were certainly Class A beforehand.
Well, I mean, more of one.
You helped them rival the Grand Unitar in the scope and size of what they're doing. One of you was grossly efficient. 4 of you? No wonder they wanted to keep you just in case.
And you were getting all of this. And you didn't You didn't ask.
We didn't know where you were. We didn't know who you are. It slowly spread through our community here. Most of the people that had the visions of you first have already passed on. It happened for so long. It took a long time to find you, and an even longer time to make a window.
How did you even manage to get through with that?
He closes his eyes and steeples his fingers and sits there for a minute, and on your phone you get an unmarked message that says, "Can you read this?"
What the
She's
fuck?
just
I don't
gonna
know how to do
laugh.
that.
What the fuck? Sorry. Can I do that?
Eventually, we had to perfect the process.
Like, I know I could talk to people through their heads, but I didn't know you could just do it through the cell phone.
You can talk to people through anything as long as it's connected to the Force.
That's
It's
incredible.
just incredibly complicated.
That sounds very complicated. You did all that for me.
To save everybody the insanity of you being tormented to death. But yes.
I mean, that's... Listen.
I do not want to seem like a hero here. We wanted to have peace, and we figured we could help someone along the way.
I mean, you certainly did. For sure. If you hurt me, does that mean other groups might have as well?
I have no doubt.
Oh, great.
He just gives it like a somber nod. It was faint at first, but once you learn of something, it's hard to roll past. And if you're force sensitive in a place of power like this, it's all but amplified.
I see.
Sorts of places exist everywhere, so I'm sure more people that you will never meet than you have met saw some of it.
That's, that kind of sucks. That's deeply personal.
I'm sure most people just thought it was a bad dream. That's what we thought it was at first, before we started talking to each other and realizing if we focused on it, it came into clarity.
So, how did you find me? Did you just realize that they put me on Quaymakers?
You can speak to anybody through anything as long as it's connected to the Force. You can also look at anybody through the Force. So, we took turns meditating, finding clues. Eventually we found you. All it took was one day you stopped to tie your shoes next to the old farm to market road sign that led to the farmer's market. That was just a chance.
And so the memories that I have of my parents and of everything that was going on, did those also happen at the same time, or were those something else?
The memories you have of your missions are real. But the memories that you had of your family after you were retired are also real. The two people that you know as your parents were handlers, agents that worked with the group. We don't know who your real parents are. But we felt, well, most of us felt you deserved to know this information.
Who were the others that didn't?
Some of us within the community wanted us to... We all agreed to help you, but some of us just wanted to point you to a nice, quiet planet where you could go be normal. And the majority of us disagreed that you would ever be left alone if that was the case.
Well, you're damn right about that. Well, thank you for all of this, and I'm sorry. I thank you. That's really all I could say.
Now that you know, what's your plan?
That's a good question. I mean, she'd look at the people that are her friends. I mean, as little time as I've known these guys, I know these guys. You know what I mean? And I also feel like because they know me and they've been tracked where I was tracked, they're also in this with me. So I guess it's a sense of friendship, and it's also a sense of I want to be there if there is something that's going to go down.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I've definitely painted a target on my back now that I've signed you up.
That's true. I am also his employee.
I mean, let's be entirely real here. We're all completely screwed if they track us down. So better to stick together where we might have half a chance.
And also, I've kind of been having fun. Just a little bit. Like, I've never gone dungeon delving before, and we fought some weird zombie guy, and that was great.
Yeah, I took his spear. It was awesome.
Yeah, like, that was cool. So, maybe I just keep doing that. Right? Is that wrong? Is that...
I will say, following this entire line of questioning, I don't know what access to technologies you have on this planet, given what I would assume to be rampant electrical charge in the air. But do you know if I could procure a device to access a chip that I recovered off of her?
We do have access to modern technology. It might not be the best, but I'm sure we have a few techno whizzes, as you would call them, that might be of assistance. They're how we learned protocols so that we trace through and find the right person.
If you could point me in the direction, I'll speak to them about the tool, because as far as I can tell, that chip has a storage drive on it.
Of course, yeah.
We could learn something.
I believe they're both out right now on collections, but they should be back tomorrow.
In the meantime, do you think you could teach me some basics since you actually do kind of know what the hell I'm doing? And I don't. I've just been trying to feel it out.
That was going to be part of my what do you want to do? Because if you do want to learn, we are going to have to rip off that band-aid first. If you genuinely want to know, if you want to learn things that are locked behind your inhibitor chip, probably don't actually have most of those memories anymore, but you'll find it hard to learn with that active.
Can you do it quick? Like, can you do it right now before I change my mind?
Should I hold her?
As he looks at the rest of you, he goes, has she shown signs of extreme cruelty or violence in your time traveling together?
A couple of times, but not often.
Violence, yes. Cruelty, no.
You were too busy being head in the ceiling. There were a couple of times where she did what I would consider unnecessarily frequent coup de grace. It was only a couple of times, but it was behavior that I would more expect from you, Ridge.
I mean, fair.
I feel like I also missed this, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Am I insane? Did I?
No, you're not.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Rose.
You were absolutely not. It was subtle, but it was definitely unwarranted.
Yeah, I definitely clocked it. I was like, that's brutal and violent. Okay, I'm glad I'm not crazy.
I'm so glad someone picked up on that. Holy shit.
But
Casey would probably not know, so Ellie would just be on an island.
I guess it wouldn't look unusually cruel or violent to me.
Yeah. And it certainly wouldn't look unusually cruel or violent to Rage. I mean, I understand that you guys have different versions of unusually cruel and violent, but here's how I'm comparing it. I'm comparing it to her normal behavior, both in and out of combat. She usually stops short of bashing a guy's head in with the blunt end of a cattle prod. Usually being the operative word there. So...
I shrug.
I mean, I'd still expect that of someone in self-defense.
Usually people doing self-defense, and not getting paid for it, stop a little short. But anyway, the answer is yes.
I
but
would
not
trust
often.
her
What does
judgment over these two. I'm gonna be real.
what does that then extrapolate to? If the answer is yes, but not often.
Some of her programming may still be in there. She may work off of memory when her brain is pushed to a point of extreme pain.
I've got some paralysis drugs.
He goes, that may not help.
Oh, shit.
What?
Should I restrain her?
I was going to say we may require some severe restraints, but I wanted Joel's opinion before I suggested it.
Maybe we start with gentle restraining and then but have me and Rage prepared to do maximum restraining.
I don't want to hurt
may
anyone.
die in the process.
I don't want to hurt anyone. If we gotta do whatever we gotta do, I don't care.
If you wish to get rid of the Band-Aid instantly and see what comes out the other side, I recommend we have full body restraints for this purpose exclusively.
What are the chances that I come out of that okay?
Afterwards, 95% chance that you're fine. If you're not restrained, 95% chance you're fine. 70% chance you kill someone in this room. Or more.
Alright, then just buckle me down. That's fine. I don't want to do this slow trickle. That's gonna hurt so much more.
Yes. Yes. Now wait, can you bring out the power armor, please?
Oh my god.
He goes, oh, I set it up in the garage while you were traumatizing the poor girl. He just sort of gives a grin.
I honestly don't know if this is gonna be much better, but you know.
I mean, it's probably going to be more comfortable. You won't get cloth burns on your wrists.
I just mean the emotional part.
I don't think the emotional part was ever going to be fun, just listening to what's been going on for the last hour.
No.
But he stands up and he does still like limp. You can see he's got some like pretty bad damage to his right leg, but he's not the completely helpless old man, but he's certainly like both old and injured. So he hobbles towards the garage.
My preference is that anyone who is susceptible to getting hurt, leave.
If you manage to move this, I will genuinely shock.
I mean, I'm shocked you need that, which is my concern.
Well, I mean, if you turn these things off, they don't move. So
he snaps and points a finger at you. Yes, this suit of armor weighs just shy of 2,000 pounds.
Okay, yeah, I'll be fine.
We had the back home. We had an exosuit, which is sort of just like the bare bones version of this. I installed the remote kill switch in it.
That's cruel, but
Oh, it was hilarious though.
What's the equation for how much you can carry?
carry 15 times your strength score, 30 times your strength score for how much you can drag.
It was 10 times your strength
No.
score for.
Also, in terms of that being cruel, she had a different kind of family than most people.
It's and I think it's half times your strength score for your jump height, and for your running you can jump your strength
I
score.
don't know if it's different now, 2024, but 2014 it is 10 and 20.
It
10
is.
times and then
It
20
does.
times.
It does seem to be different in 2024.
Okay. That's good. Make the number higher.
Yeah.
I prefer that. We're heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I also agree.
I will tell you, Ellie's carry weight is Ellie. So
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out if Rage would be able to move in that power armor.
Yeah, now it is 15 and 30 for your.
Yep, it's more now.
Yeah.
I mean, Rage, for the question that you're thinking of, the answer is maybe, but there's also, it's a lot more than weight. It's, the actuators aren't, so you'd be more likely to irreparably damage everything that it was rather than move it.
I mean,
You'd be bending
Fair.
the actuators before you actually moved anything.
fair enough. Good thing I'm not the one that has to go in it.
Yeah.
Well, you all are led out to a 2-car garage that has a set of like industrial essentially like it's industrial forklift armor. Is you can be the forklift and lift things. All of the like tines have been taken off, and the arms are just essentially cages that all of the tools can lock onto. The back is open, with a number of plates. The lights are all on. Once you get inside, we'll turn the whole thing off. And honestly, I'd be surprised, genuinely, if you could move more than an inch or two.
That's good. Where did you get this?
Because it fell off of a truck. No,
I will accept that.
It actually fell off of a truck. The truck got struck by lightning and fell into the ravine. And
I mean,
How did you get it home?
a winch and one of our friends' old pickup trucks.
She would
I'm
shrug
sorry.
and get into the thing. She would accept that.
I'm sorry. I know you said a winch, but the way you said it, it sounded like a wench.
A winch.
Yeah, wench. We hired some girl.
I heard some girl, she got in it.
I mean, certainly makes sense that you'd find something like that here. The storms are pretty dangerous to fly in from our one entry.
They're not terrible, but yeah, I do like being deep within this mountain. It makes us feel rather safe and secure.
Understandable.
But
You
yeah,
hear from the inside the mech,
Yeah,
does go. "Brr, brr, brr, brr."
yeah. You step in. They've removed the front protection faceplate, so your like face is visible. But the back is still armored, so your neck can't. Once the power is turned off, your neck can't even turn left or right.
Oh fuck.
So it's basically like it's got your jaw. Like imagine, you know how Iron Man's helmet sort of slides up, and it's just it's the jawline, and like the rest of the helmet protects the rest of his head.
I mean, I assume this is just similar to power armor in Fallout.
No, more like, you know the big yellow, stupid, like power lifter in Alien.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
But like actual
that's different.
but actual like armor to protect the person within like a roll cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're essentially in a big walkable forklifт that just has the tines removed.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, you get in and they take the large photon battery pack off your back, and you hear everything just and it gets kind of heavy, and you're like, ugh. And she goes, now it won't crush you, but it'll be uncomfortable.
Are you sure?
Yep. It's resting on its frame now, but that's probably resting on your shoulders.
Yep.
I tested it several times beforehand. I assure you, you'll be alive. Now, I cannot do the surgery on you. You will have to have someone go and remove the small chip in your brain that I'm about to fry.
Luckily, we have a surgeon, so...
You said 95%.
Indeed.
Okay.
Okay. He leans over. He leans over to Sullivan and he goes, I've tested this a lot on not alive things. I'm confident, but just do not stab me in the back if this doesn't work. I'm just trying to help the girl.
Listen, she may be my employee, but I don't have personal stake in this.
That's sad to hear, but that's good. Okay.
This is her journey. I'm just watching.
He raises his hands up. Are you ready?
That's sad to hear.
He goes, are you ready, Casey?
Fuck it.
He begins to focus, and you begin to hear almost like someone's knocking on your forehead. Knock, 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 repeated, and a pressure begins to build over your right eye. And you begin to feel warm, and your eye begins to hurt and twitch. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I don't believe I have any more de-inspiration, so what I roll is what I roll.
A 1 is the only chance of failure.
Okay.
You're fine.
You're fine.
You said that, and I was like, it's gonna happen.
No, I didn't. I felt the dice. They were fine with it. You get a blinding white flash of light, a series of memories. The fake ones fade away. It was some sort of receptacle for fake memories for you to call back. The actual memories that were there to replace exactly what happened are gone. To you all, to Casey, this is a moment of pain. To you all, you watch as her eyes go bloodshot and she begins to violently thrash in this suit for like 5 minutes.
Oh, man.
She starts like, she begins to like tear the rubber insulating lining off of the front of the helmet with her teeth. Like, you hear the actuators like creak and release, creak and release the whole time.
Range, I fucking told you. Now imagine you were trying to do that. The stupid things would bend and your arm would be stuck at an angle.
I mean,
Yeah, you hear
again, we need heavier restraints for me.
I don't think there are heavy enough restraints in the world.
You hear a couple of like pop, boing, like pins drop, like springs breaking, like small springs breaking, but eventually it goes silent.
That sounded expensive.
Yes. He goes, there. We can fix anything on here. Just, I was 90% sure it would hold up, but if it didn't, it would certainly slow her down enough to where she wouldn't be a threat. But Casey, it feels like 5 seconds went by of some of the most grotesque pain you've ever felt. And you feel yourself come to slumped in the suit that won't move. Your head almost turned sideways in the helmet that won't turn. Your gums are bleeding. Your finger, like the ends of your fingers feel bruised. But for the first time, you can ever think of, you don't have a fog in your brain.
She would just breathe in deeply and breathe out and kind of just try to regulate that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
After like a minute of silence, I'm gonna like knock on that chest plate. You in there? And alive?
I'm here, yeah. That hurt. A lot. Like a lot. But, everything seems clearer now. Like a lot clearer. Why is my teeth bleeding?
You were thrashing around in there pretty good and biting on all of the rubber.
Yeah, you've
That
got
would-
bits of rubber in your teeth.
Can I come out, or am I? I hate this place.
It depends. And riddle me this. What color is the carpet under your side of the room?
I don't actually remember. I think it's that. It was pink, right? What said it was pink? I'm pretty sure it's pink. Everything I bought was fucking pink. If it's not
No.
pink, it's that weird yellow.
It's yellow with pink. I'll let you up.
Maybe that's the bedspread. I'll take that. Yeah.
It's like a whitish yellow. Looks like.
Yeah. I don't. I hope I can still see color after this.
He is. The bald man just. He is. Wait. I have a test.
Oh.
Pulls a feather out.
Okay.
He brings it up slowly to your nose and just goes tickle, 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 tickle.
I don't like you.
You sort of like scrunch your nose. He goes, any psycho robot would absolutely try to kill me if that was the case. She just
That
looks
is
mildly
correct.
concerned.
Mm.
He goes and he
I'm going to
hooks
sneeze.
the,
I'm going to sneeze.
Yeah, he stops. He goes and he hooks the proton backpack back on, which powers it back up, and he hits the secondary release so that you can get out.
I just crumbled to the floor.
Yeah. Oh, you were so sore. It's like it was
Ooh.
leg day and arm day and
Oh.
like armpit day and neck day. You find muscles that you didn't know like were muscle groups are sore.
Can I have a glass of water?
I don't know, can you? I love when I can make Rose break and do her Canadian panic sounds.
I mean, I think it's still the same, Casey. Still
Like
making those noises.
glass of
Oh no,
wine
I
is
was just
procured.
giving her shit. I was giving her shit over grammar, so
I'm gonna haul myself up to one of the chairs.
Mm. Yeah, there's a little bench in the garage.
But now see, picture a tiny little remote kill switch embedded right at the like joint hip spine joint of the armor, and you trigger it right as somebody bends over, and they just slowly fall forward.
I
they're
feel
not-
like if your village wasn't full of the people that it's full of, that would kill somebody.
I mean, it was a very slow thing. I didn't do it when they were on something high. I did it so that it was more like they were triangling on the ground.
It does.
Um,
I feel like that's iffy for most normal people.
And fun fact, that person was a normal, so
Yes,
he was the only one.
There are safety
qualified to use
protections.
it.
There are safety protections in these things. You could probably
Yeah,
fall
but
down
I
a
feel like
cliff.
installing a fall safe is kind of circumnavigate. I don't know. I'm not a robotics expert. I'm just
I
learning
mean,
how
they
to do
made
electrical
me
work.
take it out, so
Oh, I'm sure they did.
I just installed it elsewhere.
I cannot wait to meet the rest of the fucking people that you live with.
We'll get to that. But first, after you are out of the machine, you watch as he takes the proton battery pack that makes the thing go, and you watch as he pulls out he takes off the lid of one of these little compartments, and he slides out a single golden rod and closes the cap back up. He goes over
Does
to...
that look like something I need?
And he goes over to a workbench and he pulls out a bag of loose metallic parts. Since you didn't lose your mind, and since you don't seem to want to go back to Avantech, I believe we have something to rebuild for you.
Her face would light up. Her gum's still bleeding, so it's probably on her teeth, but her face would light up.
And I think, so that I have some time to prep some things, I think we'll take an early end and stop there.
Yeah. I cannot wait to
Yeah.
use that fucking that crystal and just see how much of a laser beam I get out of it or whatever. That, of course, until we actually have to use it for something else. But,
Oh yeah.
you know. In the meantime.
Photon Saber, aren't you glad you got all those parts?
Oh yeah.
And now we have somebody who can actually build with it. So we have the last or one of the last parts. I don't know if we have the
I was like, man, they're gonna fly right past this because they don't know the map layout. They're gonna fly right past us, and I'm gonna have to work this in way later. Oh,
I'm glad we didn't.
yeah.
I'm glad we decided to go over the map layout at top of the session. That was really helpful.
I was like, oh, I guess we're doing this right now. Okay.
Yeah,
Which I'm fine with.
It was on the way.
Yeah. Okay, now I think that's officially all of the things that I know from Casey's backstory.
Yeah.
Plus some things I didn't.
Yeah, it was very hard to give a perspective of it's like, oh, they have insight that you don't from dreams that only they got a small perception of.
Yeah. Poor girl.
Hey, baby boy. Come here while I do the outro.
Oh, I gotta figure out what color my lightsaber is gonna be. Actually, what color is the Krister? Is the Krister? Krister?
Isn't it like sort of off-white?
Yeah.
Okay.
But now that I have my co-pilot Pumpkin, I think that's where we will stop for the night. Yeah. Thank you all so much for sticking around. This is one of the ones I was looking forward to for quite some time. But we will we'll get into some of the fun, some of the background characters and stuff next time.
Dragon Ball Z.
I was only mildly prepared for this.
You did a good job. Holy shit.
But yeah.
Yeah. Of the 2 planets he told me he prepared, this was not one of them.
No, this was prepped while y'all were on Jiro's Delight. And
oh damn.
Fuck.
Then I didn't do anything else with it because I was like, yeah, they're gonna fly right past. But yeah. So thank y'all so much for sticking around. I hope whoever got subs enjoys them. I know I will enjoy the boost and the small boost in ad revenue for a little bit. Yeah. Have a wonderful night. If it's not night where you are, have a wonderful time zone. Goodbye, folks. Goodbye, adventurers. Goodbye.
Well, hell.
Hell.